Hey Yana, do you think you could give me some legal advice that I could use for my restaurant and maybe anybody who's watching who owns a business could use?
Yeah, I can do that.
How about Wednesday was your one day off, Tim?
It used to be.
You don't
Well, it was. Well, right now it's nothing is a day off.
no days off.
With Danny being out.
Yeah.
And he sent me a message saying he got out of the hospital, but he didn't answer me as to when he can come back. Again, all that's up here, all down here. It's super satisfying once it happens. Big avalanche.
You're making me want to go like mountaineering or something.
I don't know nothing about that.
Today's one of those days where I'm not sick, but I'm not healthy. Like it's the pre-sick that's like, you start to feel it, you're like, oh gosh, I know where this is going. That's today. Tim Nation's got his general manager business cards here. I also promote my filmmaking company, Cloud9 Films. I do a lot of weddings. And the cool thing about weddings, they'll just pay me, let's say, $3,000. In the restaurant business, they'll pay me $3,000 to cater a wedding. But like out of that $3,000, I got to pay for the food, pay for the, like all the things. And the net profit is so slim. I was like, oh, this is why it's so easy to make money in different industries. There's no cost of goods sold. And because I'm like vlogging so much, a lot of customers and people are asking like, what's that guy doing with the camera? What's Kostas doing? They don't realize that I have a YouTube channel. So I made these business cards here that have my YouTube channel because a lot of people can't type in Kostas Lazanis on YouTube. So it's just easier to hand them one of these guys and be like, oh, well, he's got a YouTube channel and he's daily vlogging the life of a restaurant owner. Late to bed, early to rise. Don't forget to advertise. We have Denora over there making our big fat Greek burgers. Each patty is made by hand. It has some red wine, a little bit of breadcrumbs in there, a lot of Greek spices and herbs. It is fantastic.
This is Delilah over here getting the stuffing for our domadas. Salt, pepper, mint, onion, minced meat, and rice. And those are gonna be wrapped in grape leaves and steamed.
Still can't get over how beautiful this weather is. It's January the 11th and it's like a high of 80 degrees. So I bet you this patio is gonna get a lot of love today. And we have the indoor-outdoor bar. Unfortunately, we got the boost being worked on, so it's a little shut down, but it's a beautiful thing when it's being used.
Are you taking me out to lunch?
I am. Are you excited?
What's
Give me
up?
like 2 seconds.
What's up, famous TikToker?
Oh, hi. Sorry, got all my crap everywhere. I haven't even started my work day yet.
Me neither. Where are we going to eat?
Ben 303, let's go. They have barbecue sliders that are so freaking phenomenal, and they have coleslaw. I really like it, and they smoke their salad, and I've never had.
What's it been like for you to be a family lawyer?
I feel like Atlas carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders because I quite literally have people's lives and their children and their businesses and their money in my hands, and I'm responsible for that. And I hear stories about kids getting hurt, people being abused, and it's hard. I think every governmental system is imperfect. I mean, we're always moving and improving and growing and learning, and I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all, just like there's not a one-size-fits-all answer in family law. I've seen some really messed up things happen, and I have seen some really great things happen. It's really about knowing your facts, knowing the law, knowing your judge. There's a lot to it.
I can't believe how hot it is right now in January.
It is 85.
Lunch was fantastic. Lunch with a lawyer. Dinner was on her because she obviously makes a lot more money than a restaurant owner does.
That is not true.
It is true, actually.
It is absolutely not true.
Go ahead and tell them how much you brought home last month.
That was before taxes.
Oh, okay.
As great of a lunch as that was, I am overwhelmed with tasks that I have to perform today administratively. So we're gonna get this knocked out. I created a list here for myself because sometimes I get so scatterbrained with like different things I gotta do. I feel like just as I'm thinking the night prior or the day prior to coming in and doing an admin day, having these like little check marks that I can work through will keep me from getting like, I don't know, staring at a wall type syndrome where I don't know what to do next. So it keeps me focused and moving on. I think the next step to doing this is actually giving each task an assigned amount of time to work on. And then once that time limit hits, just stopping that task and moving on to the next task. That way we can maximize efficiency.
The first thing about business is you'd have to form either a corporation or a sole prop, and typically that's when you'll need an attorney for the very first time with your business. The second time you're probably gonna need an attorney is likely for an employee dispute. Typically what we see the most of is going to be employees alleging that they're being fired for one of the protected classes. And a lot of the times that's really just not the case. And so having to defend that type of issue. Another thing that a lot of small businesses and or businesses in general, whether that's on a large scale or a small scale, are going to be compliance issues. So those are gonna be usually like in JP court or municipal court, but doing like compliance issues, being up to code, having your licenses, things of that nature. And then the last thing I see with businesses is typically like a personal injury case claim, where a party is alleging that they were injured while on your property, whether that is a chipped tooth in a dish or water on the floor at Walmart and you slip and fall and break your hip. So those are the things that I would recommend for businesses and when you might need an attorney.
Personal injury insurance?
Personal injury protection.
Yeah, you have to add that on your insurance policy.
Yeah, you should probably put that on your car insurance policy too.
Okay, well, unlike you guys, my sister's a lawyer, so I get all the free legal advice I want, but I will leave a description below with all of her information so you can contact her if you guys are looking for any business law advice or whatever you want to hire her. Is that how it works?
Sure. Yeah, that's how it works.
Thanks again for lunch. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I'm glad you liked it.